death. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy.
Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese, and if I sound super congested or raspy or anything of that sorts, that's because I have been sick all week, but I missed you guys too much and I cannot continue waiting to come on here and talk to you and post for you. So you're gonna hear me a little bit sick. I had so many videos that I needed to have done for this week and that I really wanted to film for you guys, and this whole getting sick thing has just thrown me so off of my filming schedule and thrown me so off of my uploading schedule. So I'm so sorry that this is your first video in 4 days. I know there are tons of YouTubers who only post like a few videos a month, but to me, like, I really try to continuously make it a priority to be uploading every day or every other day, maximum separated 2 days. So 4 days for me is a crazy deal, and I am so sorry that it took me so long to get on here. I actually tried to film this video a few days ago and get it on here for you guys, but I just listened back to it when I was editing and I sounded like so congested that it wasn't even doable. So hopefully this video sounds a little bit better and I can get it up for you guys, because dang, I miss my Reese's Pieces. I never thought that it would be possible to miss talking to you guys as much as it has been for the past 4 days. So with that being said, today I want to share a story with you that has blown my mind ever since the day I heard it, and I've been so very excited to share it with you guys. So if you guys want to hear the story of the little boy at the end of the bed, all you have to do is just keep on watching today's video. But before we get into today's video, as you guys know, I just want to say, if you are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, please go ahead, click that subscribe button, join the Reese's Pieces. We believe in the unbelievable, and I swear to goodness, this is like the coolest, kindest, most incredible family here on YouTube. We just hit 200,000. I literally cried real tears. Probably partially because I was sick and really like emotional, but also just because I cannot believe how fast this family is growing and has grown, and I don't think anybody on YouTube loves their family on here as much as I love mine. So with that being said, if you enjoy my videos, please go ahead, click that subscribe button, and let's get into this video. So I first heard about this story maybe 3 years ago, and ever since I've heard about it, this story has been one that has just blown my mind. Basically, we had a really close family friend and we were all up at the cottage one night. We're all sitting around the bonfire telling like spooky stories, but we weren't telling like fake spooky stories. We were just talking about ghosts and the other side and paranormal things. We were all kind of exchanging stories with our experiences. And it wasn't until our one family friend's kids went to sleep that she decided to tell us a story that just gave me complete goosebumps. So for the sake of today's story, I'm going to call this family friend Elle. So that will be her name, Elle. It's kind of for the sake of protecting her identity, just because I know this is like a really personal story to her. I've already asked her if I can share it, but I kind of want to respect her as far as like her name and stuff. So anyways, we're all sitting around the fire, and finally Elle's daughter and son go to bed. And her son at this time, maybe he was 10, I don't actually 100% know, but I'm gonna say that he was around 10 years old, and he gets up and he goes to sleep. So now we're sitting around the fire, and it's basically like just the adults around the fire, and we're having like a few drinks and we're all just chilling. And she finally turns to us and says, I wanted to tell you guys a story, but I wanted to wait for Ethan to go to sleep. Ethan being her son. So we're like, what's up? And she's like, when we were talking about paranormal stories and like things that have happened, I have one that I really wanted to share, but I didn't want Ethan to hear it. So we're like, oh, what the heck could this story be? I'm gonna tell you guys the story exactly how she told it, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to recreate it word for word from what I remember with her sharing. So she starts to tell us how ever since she was a little girl, she would wake up in the night and see a little boy standing at the end of her bed. She said that for the first few years of like this happening, the boy never said anything. He just stood there at the end of the bed, just staring at her. She would tell her parents and they wouldn't believe her, tell her friends and they would think she was crazy. Now around the time when she hit 13 though, the little boy started to say things in the night. So she would wake up in the middle of the night, she would see this little boy, and finally one day he says to her, I can't wait to be with you again. And so this really freaked her out because he wouldn't say anything other than that. She started to ask him questions as he's there in her room. She's like, what do you mean? who are you? And he just said, we'll be together again soon. I can't wait to be together again. We'll be together again soon. I can't wait to be together again. And he was like repeating it. Like it was, when she told me that, I was like, that is something out of a horror movie. And she had no idea who this was. She said that she literally saw this ghost as if it were like a human being. Like she saw it so realistic and so very real. Now, right into her teenage years, she not only saw the little boy at the end of her bed almost every single night, but she would dream about him. So she would have these dreams, and whenever he would speak to her, all he would say was, I can't wait to be together again. We'll be together again soon. We can't wait to be together again. We'll be together again soon. Basically along those lines of saying like that they were gonna reunite soon. So flash forward to about 20 years old, and she meets who would soon be the father of her 2 children. Right when she meets him, all of these dreams and this little boy at the end of the bed stop. It's all of a sudden like he just went away. And she said that it just became a fleeting memory, that she would remember it like when she would talk about it with people, but she never really like thought about it day to day anymore because she was now an adult, she was dating, she was in like her own world, and this little boy just stopped coming to visit. So first they have their little girl and everything seems to be completely normal, and a few years later they have their little boy, Ethan. All of a sudden, you guys, when Ethan grows up to about 6 years old, her heart just sinks because the little boy that she used to see at the end of her bed was her son. Exactly, you guys, how her son looked was exactly what she used to see at the end of her bed throughout her entire childhood into her adulthood until she finally met what would be his father, and it all stopped. Now, when it really got creepy for her, when Ethan is about 8 years old, she's tucking him into bed, you guys, and she's laying there with him and trying to get him to go to sleep, and he starts kind of like, not sleep talking, but talking in a very exhausted state, where you kind of know like the kid's not really fully there. And I've seen this happen so many times. Like I do it even now as an adult. Like you'll be talking, but you're kind of half asleep, and he says to her, do you remember when I used to visit you in your sleep, mommy? And she said she has never felt like more freaked out, but also like shocked, and also like this is kind of a really cool blessing, but also creepy. And she said she freaked out and she ran in, she told her husband at the time, and she basically tells her husband, do you remember how I used to tell you about this little boy that would visit me? Well, I'm 99% sure it was Ethan. And he thought she was just totally crazy. He's like, what do you mean Ethan would visit you in the middle of the night? But she was completely and totally convinced that that was her son visiting her from who knows where. Now, the interesting thing about this story to me is, as you guys know, when I talked about my haunted house with my grandma, I used to say that I remembered picking my mom, and that like I was up in heaven and I specifically chose my mom. So what it really makes me wonder is 2 things. The first thing is, could it be that Ethan had just chosen his mother so early on in her life that he went to visit her as a soul? The other theory that we talked about that night all around the fire was that maybe her and Ethan had this really special connection, and they had decided both up in heaven that they were going to do life together, and that maybe, just maybe, he really missed her and will come to visit her throughout her lifetime until it was his time to be with her again. Regardless, you guys, I know this is such a quick little story, but I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, you know what? Like, that story is so crazy to me. Like it almost blows my mind because it makes me wonder like what was the reasoning behind it? Like what was the whole thing behind it? It doesn't, I don't know, you guys, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, mostly you hear a lot of stories about like kids or people seeing like family members that they never even met and describing them to their family, and so you know that they really did see them. But I've never known anybody else who has seen someone that would futuristically come into their life and be the exact ghost or the exact apparition or spirit or soul that they saw throughout their entire lifetime. Even though I'm still a little bit sick, I still wanted to come on here. I still wanted to talk to you guys because my goodness, do I ever miss you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of today's story. I'm so sorry that it's so quick. I have so many videos that I really wanted to get up this week. Honestly, you guys have no idea like how many videos are going to be coming, especially because I feel like I'm an entire week behind, even though it's only been 4 days since I posted. I just just want to take a quick little moment and let you guys know that you mean absolutely everything to me, and I will never be able to express how thankful I am for each and every one of you and how much this channel means to me and how much creating these videos for you means to me. Like, from the bottom of my heart, this is such an incredible blessing, and I love you guys more than anything. If you guys enjoyed today's video but you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos. I don't want you to miss when I upload. And please give this video a big thumbs up. Like I always say, it makes my heart super happy when you do that, so please do that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love you!